Kirksey, and I'm the Interim Minister of Family Life here at Inman First Baptist Church. We are so happy that you are joining us today for the 7th day of Advent. I know that we are a little late on posting our video, and I am so sorry for that. We had some trouble yesterday, and so you'll just have to watch 2 videos today, or if you already did your reading and you want to just skip over this one to the next one, that's fine too. So today, again, like we're reading every day in the month of December until Christmas, we are reading Unwrapping the Greatest Gift by Voskamp. And today our verse is Genesis 22:14. Abraham named that place, "The Lord Provides." December 7th, here I am. Long ago, people built altars, just stacks of wooden sticks, and laid lambs on the altar as a sacrifice, as a love gift to God. But over time, people forgot about the one real God's love. They made up fake gods and said that their angry gods didn't want a lamb as a gift on the altar, but demanded children instead. Can you imagine? For years, people hoped there would be a real God somewhere who would come and tell them to stop. One day, the one real God came and called, "Abraham?" And Abraham said, "Here I am." And God said, "You know that very own son of yours, whom you love with your whole huge heart? Come sacrifice him as a present to me on an altar up on a mountain I will show you." Abraham nodded a slow yes. Lay his very own miraculous child down on the altar? A present to God? Abraham didn't argue. He didn't complain. He didn't rage. The only thing Abraham said to God was, "Here I am." When you say those 3 words, "Here I am," it's another word of saying another way of saying another 3 words. I love you. And Abraham could feel God's love all around him. He could feel it just like air. God's love was everywhere, and Abraham trusted God, trusted that God's love would be like air and fill his lungs, would fill his hurting places, and would keep his whole huge soft heart beating brave. He trusted that God would provide another way if he would just obey. Early the next morning, Abraham called Isaac, and together they followed God up a mountain. In Abraham's hand was a knife. On Isaac's back was the wood. "But Dad," Isaac said, turning, "where is the lamb for the sacrifice, for the love gift?" Abraham breathed in deep, filled his lungs, and then he exhaled what he believed. God will provide us with a lamb for the sacrifice, the present. Worry is always belief gone wrong, because you don't believe that God will get it right. Peace is belief that exhales, because you believe that God's love is everywhere, like air. Abraham stacked the wood. He made an altar, a place for a gift. Abraham laid his very own miraculous child down on the altar, and then his fingers gripped tight around the knife because it was time to obey God, and he thought his whole huge, soft heart might break. But he took a deep breath, lifted the glinting sharp edge of the knife, and Abraham, the one real God interrupted everything. Abraham exhaled relief. "Here I am," he said, what he always said to God. Said those 3 words just as if he were saying another 3 words to God. I love you. "Stop," God said. "You were willing to give me your own love gift, your only son. But the one real God hoped to show the world that he wanted all his miraculous children to be living presents to him, to be living sacrifices, living gifts. The one real God wanted all his children to say every day to him, to people in need, these 3 words, 'Here I am,' which is another way of saying 3 other words, I love you. And there in the thicket, a ram bleated. Abraham picked it up, just like picking up a present, and he laid that ram on the altar. Everywhere, everywhere, God provides presents. Just like many years later, God's own miraculous Son would carry a wooden cross up a hill to be our very own lamb, the most miraculous present to the whole world. The whole world is breathing in air everywhere right now, breathing in the love of God. I hope that you had a wonderful 7th day of Advent and that you will join me for the 8th day of Advent.